here's an example of one of our coaching members. Her name is Heather Klompmaker. She's in Michigan, and she's got the Klompmaker Real Estate Group. That's her team. And she sends this email. It's called a weekly digest once a week. Let me give you an example of what it looks like. It's a single column newsletter where section by section, she's basically repurposing content that she's already posted on social media. So blogs and videos and the content she's already producing. So guess what that's going to lead into? That we need more content. I'm coming to that point next. We need more content. Marketing is done digitally. And if you don't have content as part of your marketing strategy, I would dare say that you're really not even marketing, because in this day and age, it's a content marketing world. Again, I'm going to cover that in a second, but things like blogs and videos and the stuff you post on social, we're going to repurpose that content for your weekly newsletter. In terms of providers, you can screenshot this. There are a lot of biggies out there. Any of these will work just fine with LionDesk. So SendGrid, MailChimp, SendFox, SendAblue, BombBomb, whatever it is. Like pick your favorite email provider, whatever. And this is not, but I want you to make note, this is not Gmail. This is not G Suite. This is not Outlook or Yahoo or something like that. Those are one-on-one emails. This is bulk emails. So we're talking about mass email. You're going to need a specific program for that. If you have LionDesk, you're already covered because LionDesk can do this. However, it doesn't matter which one you might already be using of these here. It still integrates with LionDesk, and I will explain that. So let me do a quick demo, knowing that our first point here is you need a weekly email newsletter where we repurpose all your content. So let's get back to some live demo. I'm going to open up my LionDesk. Here I am. I'm inside my LionDesk, just like many of you. I think about half of you currently have LionDesk. I got to tell you, it's a pretty impressive platform. I'm going to go through a lot of demo today on how to do certain things. It does everything I want it to do. And I can't say much more. It does everything I want it to do to implement this plan. Just for example, emails. So there's two things I want to point out to you. Well, three. First thing is your contacts. I'm not going to go into a training on this. Obviously, you need to put contacts in here. So I've got some unnamed contacts. I just put them in there. This is sort of a fake list that I just put in here for the purposes of training today, but you need to add your contacts to your database if you haven't already. That's just kind of a, hey, guess what? You have to put clothes on before you go to the office today. That's just kind of a given. This is a CRM, a contact relationship software. You need to put your contacts in, step one. But in terms of doing the email, let's look at campaigns. If you click on the campaign section right over here, I've already got one that I started, but I can create a campaign. Or I could look at published campaigns and templates up here, kind of hidden across that top menu. And if I look at published campaigns, I have access to a whole bunch of templates that I can basically rip off and duplicate. So for example, here's a LionDesk newsletter template. All I have to do is click save, which I've already done. So what I need to do next is I go through the campaigns and I choose the template I want. I can also click templates across the top and I can make some edits to it if I want. So I could click the pencil, it pulls it up. I can put my logo, fill it in however I want. I've got a full-blown newsletter. It's a single column. It's a feed, just like I want. So it's perfect. You have a bunch of holiday ones and a whole bunch of stuff in here, which is super nice. But for the purposes of today's training, I'm really just talking about a regular old weekly newsletter, not old, new, where we repurpose our content that we're publishing throughout social media on a weekly basis. So once I've got my template, all I got to do is go to communication. It's got the email icon right next to it. I'm going to click it open and I just start saying who's going to go to, or I can choose this template. So I could do an individual email where we're not going to train on this today, but I can integrate my Outlook email or my Gmail, whatever I've got, my G Suite. But I'm going to choose mass email. We're talking about bulk email right now. So I'm going to choose a template. And then here, lo and behold, there they are. This is the one I chose. I could click it open. It's going to allow me to preview it and edit it and make it what I want it to be. I could click edit, add my logo, add my stuff, add my content. Now, again, remember, this is key. I haven't shared with you the content you're going to produce yet across social, but I'm making it abundantly clear that you're not sending enough emails right now. We know that when you increase the quality and the frequency of the emails you send out, they perform better. What is stopping you? Email, I remember the old book called The Product Launch Formula. It's 20 years old now by Jeff Walker. It's a classic marketing read. And he used to call the email list the print money list. I actually think that still is relevant. You're not sending enough email. Email marketing has a 4,400% return on investment, meaning for every dollar I spend, I get a 4,400% return. You're not sending enough email. Let's get back to the content. So the first thing is email. We talked about email. We're going to send it weekly. It's a single column newsletter. LionDesk has all the tools. Last thing I forgot to point out to you is if you don't want to use one of their templates and you're using one of these providers, this is for my advanced users. I would tell you just to use what they've got. But if you're using something else, you can go take the source code. Remember, these are just HTML emails. I'm sure you've heard of HTML. It's a language used for web-based display of websites and emails and whatever. All you got to do is take the source code and copy and paste it. And LionDesk can interpret that and then basically rip off and duplicate your template that exists someplace else and send it through LionDesk. I often tell my own clients, you should have more than one provider because you might be segmenting your email list so that you have your A listers, your B listers, your C listers getting from different places. Because one thing I want you to consider, and this is probably a little too technical today, but I'm going to say it anyways because I always do. If you have a huge portion of your email database that never opens your emails, they're actually damaging your sender score.